What's up, y'all? What is up? It's Dave again, trying to draft the winning team. Hopefully, we always try, right? We always trying here. None of that bull crap. Let's get serious. It just started, so let's get into it. We are pick 12, which is pretty interesting, right? We get to pick back to back. So, um, while it gets to our pick, we'll go back to this draft board really quick. I just want to explain the contest that we're in really fast. We're in this Pitbull 2, $20 entry. Obviously, it's not that many entrants, like I've said in other videos. I really like these because you have a better chance of winning that big prize, right? Like the 100K, the 50K for second prize, 25K for third prize. So you're drafting against 12 people or 11 other people, 12 team draft. If you're the top two scoring, high scoring in the first 14 weeks, 15 weeks you're going to get five people and then four other people, and then there's a 156 seat final. So real good chance of winning 100K, right? That's what we're trying to get here. And really that is what we're trying to do. So this is like, even if you make it to the final, right? If you get past the first three rounds, you make it to the 156 seat final, you're guaranteed to make 500 bucks. So that is a pretty good return on investment, in my opinion. So James Cooks goes. Looks like we're getting our like we always get the Genty and a Hampton here. I don't hate it. I really think we're in a really good spot, especially being here towards the end. I do like having the double hero RB. You could argue take Omar and Hampton and Chase Brown. Genty is in the bottom five offense, but dude is a beast, right? Dude is a beast. I think we're going for upside, so we think that Genty is going to do well. So Drake London actually goes pretty early here. Um, I don't know if this was like an auto draft. He was probably like just clicking people he liked, and it just kind of went on an auto draft here. But this is pretty early. So he may be just trying to go with something different, or it was an auto draft. But really quick, going back to this contest here, in case you guys didn't know, this is like best ball, and so you don't have to set up your lineup throughout the year. This is more of like you draft and done. And so pretty much what will happen is obviously you, sorry, going back to the contest, you have the roster of one QB, two running backs, three wide receivers, one flex, one tight end, and 10 bench spots, right? No defense, no kicker, none of that. But half PPR, by the way. So what happens with this is that your top scoring three wide receivers go to your starting lineup, right, in week one, and then so on and so forth. Like your running backs go into your starting lineup, your best or your highest scoring running backs, and so really sets up your lineup for you. So what you're trying to go for is guys that are obviously going to give you the double digit fantasy points, right? In my opinion, you're going for the guys that are going to give you the highest scoring. So you essentially are the highest scoring team. And so throughout trying to get the highest scoring through the first 14, then 15, then 16, eventually the top highest scoring in 17 weeks. So yeah, man, it's really this is it. This is also prepares you for your regular draft, with your friends, your homies, or your coworkers and all that. So this is pretty much. I've just started doing it this year, just trying to have fun with it. This is pretty much like my downtime. Do try to enjoy it, and again, do try to have fun with it. So I figured, why not stream it, since more than likely other people want to see what, like, how these things go, what other people are doing. So as you can see, this is like real other people. There may be bots in here. I don't know exactly know how that works, but I doubt it. But you know what I mean? So there's other people here drafting, trying to win this prize, trying to get to it. And so we are here. And so also try to think out loud, right? I try to share my mind and try to say like why I'm drafting these guys, why I don't, whatever the case may be. So I don't want to say who I'd like to get because every time I say it, the person eventually goes, and it's just brutal every single time. It just gut wrenching, right? I think this guy's auto drafting, and I don't like that. I don't like that at all. This guy at 11, it's gonna mess up our draft. So come on, man. Damn it. So the guy that we were hoping to get went. So yeah, we're just gonna go with Tat. We're gonna go with T Higgins. I don't get much of T Higgins, but just the fact that he is in a Cincinnati offense, we're just gonna take him. I was hoping we'd get Ekbuka. That would have been beautiful. I would have loved the Ekbuka and McMillan pick. Like I've had this before where I had Gentile, Hampton, Ekbuka, and McMillan. That is such a great start. And what I know, and like especially what I know now, it would have been great. We would have gotten Ekbuka. That would have been great. But T Higgins is also great, right? He's a great wide receiver and a great offense. So um, don't hate it. Also love that I do have two running backs. I have two anchor running backs, double hero RB, and then I obviously don't want to fall behind on wide receiver because you do need three starters, and then obviously you have a flex, right? So it could be potentially four wide receivers starting, or it could be like two running backs, three wide receivers, and a running back in your flex spot. So yeah, man, let's see who makes it to me. I just hope T Higgins comes through and is actually the wide receiver that people think he is, right? So let's just see, like, what was his 14? Yeah, we're trying to get a 2024 T Higgins, right? Where his average fantasy points is 18.5. Obviously, don't love these like single digit games. They are always brutal to me, like this 6.3, 6.2. Do love these one, like very few games where he gets like 33 fantasy points, right? By Shell Turin goes at pick 48. So I am liking Swift here. I am liking Turin here at like this round. I do like this team so far at 3. I think he's off to a great start with Jamar Chase, Nico Collins, George Pickens, and Scadaboo. If he takes, let me see what other players available. Terry McLaurin, Darren Montgomery. If he's able to get Montgomery here, he is off to a great start. Very great. This guy at 3 here. He does in fact take Montgomery, so very good. Very good. I think this is so far my favorite team. Um, yeah, this guy at 1 also looks pretty strong, but the fact that he only has one receiver through his first 5 rounds and a receiver that is potentially hurt, that's kind of worrisome, right? Quinshawn Judkins goes at pick 53, Jeremiah Price. So let's see who we're able to get here. I would love to get Cardinal Tate and Roma Dunze if they fall to me. Bucky Irving, Trevion is also available. So if they actually fall and one of these guys go, I'll take them. Javante Williams goes. I'm sorry, Jameson Williams goes at pick 55. So let's see other teams that I do like. This guy at 3 is actually very interesting. DJ Moore goes to the Josh Allen team. That kind of makes sense. Cardinal Tate goes. So damn, that kind of goes for our pick. This team at 9 is also pretty interesting. Let's see, man, who are you taking? This guy at 11 is pissing me off. He takes PJ Washington. So we are taking Rome Dunze for sure. Um, we're gonna take Rome and we're gonna take Bucky. I do like Jordan Tyson, um, but we're just going with the three solid, three running back, three wide receiver, pretty leveled here. I think Bucky Irving actually fell a little bit. Yeah, he fell 6 spots to his ADP. So I'm fine taking Bucky Irving there. And again, we are pretty balanced here. So hopefully we could possibly get some wide receiver. I'm sorry, some quarterback here at 7, 8 turn. So Tyler Warren goes at 64. Do like the Tyler Warren in this range. Um, in general, like where he's going, I think he could possibly be better than Loveland. And he goes 2 rounds later, right? So I'm just gonna smash on some guy or just check on some guys that I do like. I could have possibly taken Joe Burrow. I do have the Higgins. Would have taken the Higgins and Burrow stack. But again, with Joe Burrow, he doesn't give you that running upside, right? Jordan Tyson goes at pick 67. Caleb Williams goes to the Burden team, which makes sense. Drake May goes to the A.J. Brown team, which makes sense, right? Like, I understand why they took him. Jalen Warren goes at pick 70. So this guy that I was really liking at the start here, um, yeah, he's kind of balanced, but don't like Jalen Warren. Again, maybe he knows something more than I do. I just think that Rico Dotto is gonna share the. Right now, he's actually sharing the first team reps, right? I think that I would have preferred Stevenson, Ramondre Stevenson, if I'm being honest. If I was gonna go with running back, maybe Tony Pollard. I don't think there's much upside to Tony Pollard, but I would possibly take in like Makai Lemon or yeah, I would have taken Makai Lemon and taken Jalen Hurts here, right? So he would have had the Jalen Hurts, Makai Lemon stack. I would have preferred that a lot better. I would have definitely done that. So it's a possibility one of these guys up here fall to me. Um, Joe Burrow goes. I hate when they take back to back when quarterbacks like this, especially because like Joe, he doesn't have a stack with Joe Burrow, and so why take him? Maybe I'm bitter because I was hoping one way, some way, somehow, Joe Burrow would have fallen to me. But this guy as well, right? This guy that takes Jalen Hurts doesn't take Joe Burrow when he has Jamar Chase, and so now because of that, I'm not loving his team so much. I feel like I would have done something a little different. I would have taken Makai Lemon here, knowing that Joe Burrow and Jalen Hurts were still available, and then would have hoped that at least one of them would have fallen to me here, and then I would have had the stack with either Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and Jalen Hurts, Makai Lemon. So Trevor Lawrence goes a pick 83. So here's the thing: Chuba's still available. I could take Chuba. Though Rico Dotto is available, I know for a fact Chuba is going to be the running back one in this team. Cortland Sutton is available. I could take Cortland Sutton over Jordan Addison, but Jordan Addison's been such a great guy. Jam's dumb not practicing. So we're just going to take, oh, frick, man. Let's just take Rico Dotto, and we are absolutely done at running back, right? We are not going to take any more running back. I don't like that I took back to back running backs there. I just figured like it was hard for me to take between Cortland Sutton and Jordan Addison. I just didn't know who to take. And I know for a fact I'm good on running back. I am done taking running back. I'm not taking any more running backs at all. Do love my running back room. So I think for a fact I have my wide receiver starters and I have my running back starters with one in the flex, right? So, there are some wide receivers here that I don't love, but I think Wanda Robinson may be decent. Matthew Golden could be decent. Um, we are thinking of possibly taking some quarterbacks here. Hopefully, some fall to me here, and then we'll go based off of that, right? Now that I'm thinking about it, because we didn't have a quarterback yet, because Joe Burrow went for the T. Higgins stack, because Caleb Williams went for the Doomsday stack, like I could have possibly taken a Doomsday Caleb Williams here, right? But instead, I took my third running back here. Now that I'm thinking about it, instead of Rico, instead of Chuba, I should have possibly taken Jordan Addison here, and it would have opened me up to be able to take Kyler Murray and have that stack. So possibly, just possibly, bad drafting on my end. Don't know that I'm already done in running back when I haven't even filled in my tight end or quarterback slots, right, or spots. So don't love it. I do love the fact that I do love my running back room, right? And then Rico, I don't know. That's just I'm just hoping to get past it, hoping that one of these QBs fall to me, like Jackson Dart, Brock Purdy. Very possible here. This guy may take Brock Purdy because he has Christian McCaffrey. Um, but let's see that, yep, exactly what happens, which I get it. This guy has two QBs, so I don't see why he should take another QB, but I've seen some weird stuff before. Um, so let's see what happens here. Let's see what happens at pick 105. He takes Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt, Stephon Diggs go. I am very hoping that Jackson Dart goes. So I was hoping that Jackson Dart would have made it to us. So now ugh, jeez. I'll take Jared Goff here. Maybe I should have gone Jacoby Myers and Wanda Robinson. We'll go with Jacoby Myers just because he has a different buy than these guys. I know Wanda Robinson does as well. Again, I don't want to fall too behind on QB, and so we just took Jared Goff there. Don't have the stacking option. Don't love it, but again, don't have much options, right? I really wish Jackson Dart would have fallen to me. Hate when this happens, but it's fine. Again, don't love that. I don't like taking QBs early. I feel like I could always get some like value players earlier, and I could get someone like Jared Goff is not going to be very different than Justin Herbert, in my opinion. So the fact that I'm able to get him 2 rounds later, or similar to like the Brock Purdy, right? Brock Purdy has been falling because of his teammates have been hurt, all that stuff, and so like I don't think there's much difference here between Brock Purdy and Dak Prescott, if I'm being honest. I know Dak Prescott has weapons, but the fact that I could possibly take someone here, I mean, I don't know. I just hope another QB falls to me. Someone in this range here. I do like Baker Mayfield. I do like Tyler Shedd. I just don't have any more stacking stuff, but we'll see, right? We'll see what falls to me. Obviously, we are trying to go with the guys that are going to give us points. So also, maybe I should have taken Quentin Johnson here or BTJ or Jordan Tyson instead of Bucky Irving. And then it kind of opened me, it would have opened me up to be able to take Tyler Shark here. So let's see here. Casey Concepcion goes up pick 119. Baker Mayfield goes up 120. Makes sense. He goes with the stacking with Godwin and Mayfield. I'm surprised this guy only has three wide receivers. I know I only had three through like my first 9 rounds, but at least I took wide receivers back to back to back here with like arguably very good high target wide receivers, right? Malik Willis goes at pick 122. Would have wished he would have fallen to me, but again, I am hoping this guy does. Don't want to cross my fingers because it never really happens, especially when we have someone like this guy that has Chris Olave here. Um, but he does have two QBs already, so I don't see why he would have taken one. But who knows? I've been wrong. I usually do like taking QBs. Tyler Shug actually goes at pick 126 to the Jordan Tyson team. So again, would have wished I should have probably taken Jordan Tyson here instead of Bucky, especially we have Rico or Hubbard here available, and we would have been okay, right? So, so Jordan Higgins goes. We're gonna take Jalen Coker. I know we have Tedero McMillan, but I'm fine taking him. It makes the we're just gonna take Sam Darnold here. It would have been nice taking Raheem Shaheed, and then we would have taken Sam Darnold here for the stack. But with Sam Darnold, he is in the top 5 offense. I don't want to fall behind on QB, especially when I just have Goff. I don't have the rushing upside with either guy. Sam Darnold doesn't run that much. It would have been nice having like Raheem Shaheed and then Sam Darnold here. But what we're probably going to try to do is just get Bryce Young in this like round 14 here and just be done at QB. Like, I don't have any tight ends either, right? But at this point, we weren't able to take someone like Tucker Craft, Tyler Warren, Kyle Pitts, Harold Fannin, or even like likely, right? And then with my QBs that I currently have, wouldn't be able to get Sam Laporta and Goff to stack with Goff. So at this point, is that we're just probably gonna try to get back to back tight ends here, possibly from 15 to 17, and then just wish that one of those cute tight ends will give me like a some double digit or close to double digit points, right? So let's see here. I think at this point, my only stack that I'll be able to have in this draft will be the Bryce Young stack if he falls to me at like round 14. And then I do have Chuba too, so that kind of I don't like that I have like the whole Carolina offense, right? It'd be great if I had like the Rams offense, the projected number 1 offense, or the you know what I mean? So Naylor goes. pick 149, then Denzel Boston at pick 150. Would have been great. Denzel Boston would have fallen to me. I am liking the news that is coming out of the training camp from Denzel Boston. So did see some clips as well. He's looking great. I'm not gonna go with McMillan. I'll probably just take Gadsden here. Gaston and Bryce Young, if they make it to me. Reason being is I need a tight end, and we're just gonna take the stack with Bryce Young and my Carolina Panthers, right? Gadsden goes, so there goes my Juwan Johnson that goes. So I was thinking that would have possibly been my backup there. Ugh. Now I'm gonna go with Kenyon Sadiq. He's hurt. AJ Barner's available. We're just taking Bryce Young here. Ugh, don't love this. So we're just gonna take Trey Tucker, and we're taking Bryce Young as our last QB. So we're just gonna smash on tight ends here, all these picks. So let's see who are some possible tight ends. Greg Dulcich would be great if he falls to us. AJ Barner would be great if he falls to us because then we'll have the Sam Darnold stack, right? Um, Malik Washington's a great guy. Gunnar Helm would have been great if we had Cam Ward, Terrence Ferg. So we're just gonna smash on two tight ends here on the next one. So let's hope two of those four guys are available. I don't like the Terrence Ferguson just because he's not gonna be a starter. So here, this is what we'll do. We're gonna hope two of these guys make it to us. If not, we'll take Malik Washington and possibly another guy here. Now that I'm looking at it, Matthew Stafford was available here. I could have taken Stafford instead of Jared Goff. Um, like NFL wise, 17.5, 19.5. Like in real life wise, oh, Matthew Stafford did so great last year. Well, I mean, he was just one, Goff was just 1 point behind him. So, real life wise, I think Matthew Stafford is obviously like the better QB. But as far as fantasy goes, I think Jared Goff is just going to be dumping the. It's just going to give you so much points with the touchdowns, right? So I don't know. Greg Dulcich actually goes at pick 169. It's pretty early, but it's weird he didn't make it to the Malik Willis team. So really, I really wish freaking Jackson Dart would have fallen to me here. It would have been so great here. It would have been so great. Oh, I would have loved that. So, and now instead of taking Dodd or Hubbard, I wish I would have possibly taken freaking Jordan Addison here. I would have taken Jordan Addison instead of Duato, and then taking Kyler Murray here to be able to have the stack with Jordan Addison, right? So, similar to this guy. This guy takes Kyler Murray to stack with Addison. Um, so again, we're hoping one of these guys fall to us. These two guys are available. I'm just gonna smash on both of these guys and be good on. I have two pretty decent tight ends, right? So that's what we're hoping for. Fingers crossed. We'll see if that actually happens. Since we're here, let's see. This guy has two tight ends already, so don't see him taking one here. He takes AJ Barner. So what a guy, right? He is just going after my guys. This guy has one tight end, so it is a possibility he may go for. Well, we'll see. Isaac Tesla goes, so would have been great. We would have possibly gotten Tesla because we have Jared Goff. But we need a tight end here. We are going with Gunnar Helm. I'll let him auto draft because we need to choose our next player. Oh, I just realized Pat Fairmouth and Gunnar Helm share the same buy. So we're just Antonio Williams was also available. So Antonio Williams was of interest, but the fact that they just signed Stephon Diggs may hurt him. I don't know. Let's see who is. See, Stephon Diggs is now in the starting lineup as well as Antonio Williams. So Antonio Williams is still the starting lineup. The thing with Malik Washington is that he can possibly be the wide receiver one in Miami, but he could possibly be the number one target along with Greg Dulcich. The thing with Antonio Williams is, yes, he's playing from the slot, but now that Stephon Diggs is there, he might be the option three, right? Oh, sorry, you guys can't see that. So, oh, sorry. So I'll let you guys know. So after Gunnar Helm, I got Malik Washington at pick 181. Then Terrace Ferguson went at pick 182. Tank Dell went at pick 183. And then you guys could see that Cyrus Allen went at pick 184. Marshawn Lloyd, Dontavian Wicks, Tyquan Thornton, and then Ray Davis. So I'm seeing that these QC guys are going pretty early here. Usually see them go in like the last round, as far as like Tyquan Thornton and Cyrus Allen. Might be I am done at wide receiver, so now we're just Pat Fairmouth go. So what would possibly been okay about I was thinking of taking Pat Fairmouth here. I know Terrence Ferguson was here available here, but just don't think he's the starter, right? I think he's still the second string or third, right? It's Kobe Parkinson, Tyler Higbee, and then Terrence Ferguson, right? So let's see who's still available in tight end. Obviously, these two guys are starters in their teams, as well as like Kobe Parkinson. And so all we need now is just two tight ends. Did Eli Stowers go? So Eli Stowers is also available. I would take him if he makes it to me. I'll take like my last pick. If I'm able to take Kate Auden or Mike Gesicki, just because I know they're going to be starters in their team, right? Antonio Williams is falling. He is falling. It makes me want to take him if he makes it to pick 204. Oh, that is brutal. That is brutal, y'all. Do I take him and just take two tight ends with like Gunnar Helm and possibly Kate Auden and Mike Gesicki? Not a very great tight end room. You know what? I am gonna need the tight end help. Antonio Williams goes to pick 200, so there goes my thought of taking someone. Calvin really goes at 201. Laquite Allen goes at pick 202, the running back from Jacksonville. Haven't heard of that guy, so seems like some of these guys are actually reaching. I don't know. So let's see who goes at pick 203. Kate Allen goes at pick 203. So did this guy take four tight ends? No, he does not. He takes three tight ends. So we're gonna take Mike Gesicki, and we're gonna take Eli Stowers as my third and last tight end. Second and third, second and my third last tight end. So that is it for my draft. For pick 204, we took Mike Gesicki, and pick 205, we took Eli Stowers. So don't have great stacking options. I know people go for the stack here because you're betting that the offense is going to do well. So you're betting that the QB, you're getting double points for the QB and the wide receiver. But let's just hope that Jared Goff will give me the points, right? Let's hope that my wide receivers will get points. And let's hope that Sam Darnold and my wide receivers will give me the points. So the thing here is like I'm just going for the points so far. Like I think I messed up taking five running backs through my first 10 rounds. That is like that's 50% of my draft picks already, right? So again, like if Tyler Warren was available here, I should have possibly taken Tyler Warren. Ugh. Yeah, I should have possibly taken Tyler Warren here. So I would have been happy with Tyler Warren, and then I would have been fine taking like Hubbard and Dwaddle here. Had a Hubbard here, and taking Addison here would have opened me up to take Kyler Murray, or taking Daniel Jones somewhere around here by like Sam Darnold, right? So excuse me. So again, don't hate my team. It's just more of like we didn't get much stacks. I do like my wide receiver room. So here, let's just recap my team. Love my running back room though. So RB1 is Ashton Genty, Marlon Hampton, RB2, RB3 is Bucky Irving, RB4 Chuba Hubbard, Rico Dowd as my RB5. Wide receiver one, Tyrone McMillan, T. Higgins, wide receiver two. Wide receiver three, I have Roma Dunze. Wide receiver four, I have Jacoby Myers. Wide receiver five, I have Jalen Coker. Wide receiver six, I have Tucker Craft. And wide receiver seven, I have Washington, right? All starters in their team. We're not having like a rookie that can possibly is gonna we're hoping gives us or starts by like week 4 or 5, right? Someone like Chris Bell that's hurt, and that's not gonna start till later, right? If he starts. You know what I mean? So, and then with my QBs, I have Jared Goff and Bryce Young. So the thing with these guys, the reason I took Jared Goff, Matthew Stafford, is that I think Jared Goff is going to throw more. Matthew Stafford, yes, he's in the top offense, possibly the top offense, but I think it's going to be different from. I think they're going to get their point. I think the Rams are going to could possibly get their points from the defense, from the floor, from the ground, similar to like Jameer Gibbs. It could possibly you could argue that, but with Jared Goff is like Jameer Gibbs also catches the ball, right? So you can have a dump off from Jared Goff to Jameer Gibbs, and that's a throwing touchdown, right? So I don't know. Maybe I just possibly panicked. I didn't know that Sam Darnold does share the same bias, Matthew Stafford, so I figured that could have possibly opened me up for a later pick with Sam Darnold, and I could have possibly taken Raheem Shaheed just in case Jalen Coker, Jaden Higgins wasn't available here. I could have possibly had the stack here with like Shaheed and Sam Darnold. Would have been a great pairing here or great stack. It's like that's one of the reasons I didn't take Sam Darnold here. Obviously, I didn't have a Bo Nix stack, so I didn't take him. I think that the Detroit Lions are better offense than Denver. They're better offense than Green Bay. They're better offense than Minnesota, right? So there's my reasoning why I took them. It is different from some of my other teams, so it's okay. I think this is one of the ones that's very different, especially with this that I love joining this Pitbull too. This is only 10 entries, so after this one, I only have six left. Um, so we'll see. We'll see what happens, right? This is again, and like I know it doesn't matter. These projections don't matter, but I do like to look at projections. We are at a pretty good spot. Look at where we're at. I do like to look at them just to see what we compare against our like the other teams, the people that we drafted with. Um, this guy also has a great high projection. Does have a great QB room with Jalen Hurts, CJ Stroud, Fernando Mendoza. Great QB running back room with Scatterboot, David Montgomery, Jalen Warren, and Common and guy. Oh, this is the other team I liked actually. This is the team that I like to that started off great in my opinion. So yes, Jamar Chase, Nico Collins, George Pickens, Xavier Worthy, Omar Cooper, Jeremy Bernard, Cooper Cup. So pretty decent wide receiver room. I do love his top four wide receivers. Omar Cooper, obviously a great wide receiver, but the fact that he's on the Jets, I don't love. Um, but again, I was going after like people like Denzel Boston, Trey Tucker, right, bottom five offense. So who am I to say something? So I think this team is actually also pretty great. I hope this guy's also projected pretty high. He has Drake May, Joe Burrow, Geno Smith. This is the guy that took like back to back elite QBs. Running back room is Jeremiah Love, RJ Harvey, Jordan Mason, Rashad White, Sean Tucker, Emma Johnson, Puka Nakua, AJ Brown, Garrett Wilson, Mike Evans, Ryan Flournoy, and Adonai Mitchell. So top three wide receivers are great, or four I should say. But after that, with Ryan Flournoy and Adonai Mitchell, it's kind of He does have a great tight end room with George Kittle, Dallas Goddard, and Chig. So this guy also doesn't have very much stacking options other than Drake May with AJ Brown. Um, so I don't love. Yes, AJ Brown may be great, but the fact that you have Joe Burrow with no stack is kind of weird. Not weird. I just think it's not very doesn't impress me. It'd be more of a, like the the T Higgins or the Jamar Chase team have Joe Burrow, and then I'll be like, that is a pretty freaking scary team, right? Because if it's a shootout for Cincinnati, if they're playing behind like they usually always do, it's a threat, right? It's a threat with either of the guys, one of the guys. Like it's you can have like 30 points, 60 points between Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow, right? So there you guys have it. My team, I think, looks pretty freaking decent. I don't like that. I don't have stacks, but it's okay. In my opinion, I think I have great wide receivers, great running back room. Absolutely love. I have two QBs that are in the top five offense with Jared Goff and Sam Darnold, obviously with Detroit and Seattle. The third QB that I do have though, do have the double stack and the pairing with the Carolina offense, right? I have Chuba Hubbard here. I have Tyrell McMillan as my wide receiver one and Jalen Coker. So especially with like Jalen Coker, the fact that Chris Brazil is now hurt, they don't have a lot of wide receiver options. Obviously, Jalen Coker I think believe he signed a pretty good contract, so I think they're gonna feed the ball to him, in my opinion, and so I think we're off to a pretty good start here. So I just hope that Bryce Young throws a lot more. And as my tight end room, it's not great, but the fact that I was able to take my last three tight ends in my last four rounds, I don't hate it, right? With Gunnar Helm starting his team, Mike Gesicki starting his team, and Eli Star is a great prospect that I think may take the leading role after week 6. So pretty decent team in my opinion. So, but yeah, man, thank you guys for hanging out with me. Let me know if you guys watch this, and let me know. Feel free to comment what you guys want to see, what you guys want to hear. I think that my team is pretty decent. If you guys don't agree, let me know what I could have done differently. Obviously, don't love that I don't have a lot of stacks, but my team does. I am going for the highs for the upside. So again, we'll try to do this again, and I'm gonna get into this $20 draft again, possibly around the same time. So appreciate you guys. Peace.